Hey, bestie, you're about to get so particular about things that you might want to hold on to. So let's talk about it because it's time to let it go. On July 9th, Venus, the planet of relationship, the planet of beauty and connection and grace, is going to be moving into the sign of Virgo. Now, this on its own is enough of an energy shift to get us to be like, what's happening over there? But that's not the only thing that's happening. Because on the exact same day, in the exact same moment, in the exact same space, as Venus moves into this new energy, she is going to come right up against something called the Self Node. Now, in astrology, Self Node is a calculated point. It's not an actual object in the sky. It's something that mathematicians, aka astrologers, calculated as part of trying to understand where eclipses happen and when eclipses happen. And so they tend to be kind of like a sticky, dark place because eclipses generally create darkness. And just because the sun and moon are not with the nodes having an eclipse doesn't mean that the energy that they represent isn't present. And so Venus is going to come up against the South Node. There's no sun there, there's no moon there, there's no eclipse there. We will talk about eclipses in the future, but right now it's just Venus and the South Node. Another name for the South Node is the tail of the dragon. And I'm going to get a little graphic here for a second because Virgo rules the mesentery system. If you don't know what that is, that's like your entire digestive cavity abdomen system. It's not all parts of it, but it's definitely your intestines. And Virgo also rules some of that. That's why Virgos get tummy troubles. But I digress. I'm getting to a point, which is when the tail of the dragon needs to remove something from it. It is a diarrhea purge. For the last 18 months to 2 years, as the South Node travels through the sign of Virgo, as eclipses have been happening in the sign of Virgo, there has been a purging of that area of your life. Okay? It's just time for that. The South Node this is something that I'm really familiar with. This is something that I'm really comfortable with. I don't know if I need this anymore. It is a familiar place. You might hear astrologers talk about it in relation to past lives, but that's a whole different branch of astrology. In the perspective that I'm putting on it right now, we are saying we are comfortable here. We know this energy. We are familiar with this energy, and maybe that loops into that side of things. But for today, we're saying, how can I grow by letting go of what I don't need here anymore? What am I holding on to tight? You know that feeling you get when you're really, really anxious and it's at the pit of your stomach and you're you're holding on to things. And that's why Virgos get so anxious. They're holding on to things. They're like, no, you have to let those bowels move and you have to release what you have broken down into fertilizer. Okay, and then we'll move forward and come from it. Venus, when she gets into Virgo, she gets so meticulous. Venus is the energy that gives those beautiful, amazing fashion designers who are capable of hand beating the most intricate design gowns. That is Venus and Virgo energy. That is I am willing to go into the super fine details to bring out the beauty. Very intricate, analytical, in-depth, systematic things. And she wants to be perfect about it. Virgo also holds on to a lot of perfectionism energy. And when Venus is there, she does want everything to be perfect. Now, what's something that we can purge out of our systems or let go of really easily when we think about this? We have to let go of the need to be perfect. And this is a Virgo lesson regardless of the time of year, to be honest. There is no perfect. Perfect doesn't exist except for the fact that you are perfectly yourself and I am perfectly myself, and there is perfection in the beauty of things exactly as they are. You don't have to optimize perfection. You'll never get to perfection if that's what you're trying to do. Optimize is another Virgo keyword. We're going in there, we're trying to optimize and address and fix all the systems, but you don't have to optimize to a point of perfection, because that's not how you get to perfection. There is no perfection in that journey. I am perfectly myself, and it is my right to express myself perfectly in the ways that I want to be. But I am not perfect. There is no perfect. Understand? We are going to release our need for perfectionism, especially in relationships. Like, I know I gave that art fashion example for Venus in Virgo, but Venus also represents our ability to relate to one another and how we're relating to one another. And when Venus gets into Virgo, quite often there is this like expectation of perfectionism in our relationships. Either we want to be perfect for the people we're relating to, or we expect perfectionism out of them. That doesn't work for us anymore. That doesn't work for anybody at any time. Let's purge that. Let's get rid of that. Let's take great intention to start releasing that. This is a good opportunity to do that, because that South Node is about to leave Virgo and move into Leo, and it'll have a whole different flavor on top of it. And it will be less about the like you're still letting go of things in Leo. It's just different. It's less about like purging the perfectionism and more into something else. And it would be a whole completely different part of your chart. And so this is an opportunity to take the blessings that when Venus enters Virgo, which she kind of has a hard time in, because she like does want things to be like perfectly beautiful, she's also going to come up across immediately whatever that situation is that says, stop, you don't need this anymore. This is hindering your relationships. Your need for perfectionism in this situation is causing a block, and it's up to you to release that so that you can go into everything else with that open heart. When you are relating to one another, you have to come in open and honest and vulnerable. You have to release your need for things to go exactly how you want them to go. You can't control relationships. You can navigate them. If you want to know where this is happening in your chart, you can pop to my website. It's materialmoonrefuge.com/T with Tigris. So that's TEAWYTH, and we can go through your chart in a really simplified way to help you learn astrology as you learn your chart, so that you can take the reins of your energy and navigate this crazy thing we call life. I love you so much. I can't wait to see you. If you have any questions about Venus in Virgo or the South Node in Virgo, drop a comment. I'd be more than happy to answer. Have a fabulous day.